I've been in a lot of places, been different cities, different towns, but there's no place like home, like Little Africa to me. The harmony, the people, friends, neighbors, and we are all neighbors. Regardless if you lived across the farm, across the river, or wherever you were from, we were like neighbors. You would come together, and everybody had a common goal, and that was to live a family lifestyle.
And then I'm sitting in a meeting and then I see it just like holding back tears while I'm sitting in a meeting that someone could come into this community, a community that I love, a community that my grandparents lived. It just broke my heart.
The reason you respond with love to situations is because love always overpowers hate. There's power in love, but there's weakness in hate. Hate is weakness.
The community coming together, but more than anything, people coming down to say, we just want to love on the community. I think the unity was felt, and I just think overall it was a great experience for all of us, and more than anything for the younger kids to see. I think the kids are seeing at a younger age now such division, such racism, and we don't want that generation to internalize it. And so I think today is one of those things that breaks down those barriers so those kids don't grow up thinking, my life doesn't mean anything.
Definitely gives me hope that, okay, so on a community level, we can confront the issue of racism in our country. Let's start locally and let's get this. Let's take care of it.
So when we look at the judicial system and we look at our communities, that we need those voices to be at those tables, to really be our allies and talk for those who are marginalized and they're going through life. Will you speak up now that you see with a different lens?
Cannot win a battle with two negatives. You can fight together, and what are you going to be doing? Just destruction. That's destruction. But if you find that love, then something is going to be standing, that's going to be able to build upon instead of tearing down. That's how we live.
And it's about 2,000 of us in here, but we all are relatives that lives in here.
Well, up at the little top of the road, it's a historical marker, and we got it last year, and it was researched by the South Carolina Department of History and Archives, and they designated Little Africa a historical area, and it was founded by Emmanuel Waddell, who was a Cherokee Indian.
Yes.
And Simpson Foster, who was a freed slave, and it was about 500 acres of land, and they were mostly farmers and sharecroppers at that time, and they wanted to have an area that was distinctively African American or African, so to have like a safe haven here in America.
Because you have to come off Highway 9 into Little Africa. And that was Burns, the first property. Yeah. And then from Burns, it came in Waddell's, Landrum's, and all the way up to Fairview Church there. You see a Fairview CME Church.
All the way across the river over there on top of that hill, all the way over here, every day walking to school. I remember them days. The 80, I remember a lot. You know, to sit back and think what we done. Sharecropping, go to fields, daylight, go back home, it'd be black dog. Stay in the field all day long. Never, go home.
Had to have a flashlight to see
how to weigh the cotton. We made it. It was some rough days, but we made it.
You know, because the name is Little Africa, distinctively African. They might have a misconception that no white people live here, but there are a lot of white people who have land now that borders Little Africa, although initially they didn't, in the late 1800s, but now they do.
Community members, they have said there's never been any tragedies here. And so I think that it just has had this history of not having anything like this.
Yeah.
And everything's gonna be okay. We are praying the community through here, and things gonna change. It don't come when you want it to come, but God gonna let it change.
Family is very important to us, and we know that we have deep roots here in Little Africa, and just to see people who maybe you hadn't seen in 5 and 10 years, it was awesome. It was a great feeling.
You know, it was like a Thursday. It was put on Facebook. Hey, can you be there at 8 o'clock? And everybody was here. It tells you how much we all love each other, how much we respect each other, how much we respect our legacy. And just to see all the lanterns go up. You know, our loved ones aren't here, but they're still in our heart.
It means so much. I've always wanted a big family too. And God has blessed me with that big family, and it means so much. I have so many grandchildren, great-grandchildren, son-in-laws, daughter-in-laws, and all that good stuff. Tracy was born on a very snowy day. We went to St. Luke Hospital, and my husband was going rabbit hunting. So my brother Robert had to carry me to the hospital. Tracy was a beautiful little girl. She didn't get whoopings because she was good. She was always remind me pretty good. You know, sometimes she wouldn't, but most of the time she would.
If you bothered, she would go fight. She was pretty rough at high school. Pretty mean. Took it out of her mama. She was going to 11th grade. We went to Hempsville. We bought Tracy a Toyota Camry, brand new, and got the one at the top of the line. One was in the showcase. I don't know, she might have had it a month before she ran it out through the woods. She got what she drive pretty good now. Drive almost good as her daddy. There's so many things that I want to know that I loved her and I cared about her.
It don't seem like she grew up to be 50. I thought that was an old age, but it don't seem like my baby should be 50. But thank God that she lived to get 50. Now I live to get to see her. That's a blessing to get 50. Somebody needs you, Lord, come by here. Somebody needs you, Lord, come by here. Somebody needs you, Lord, come by here. Oh, Lord, come by here.
Go ahead,
All right.
See,
Itsy Bitsy Spider? Okay, do Itsy Bitsy Spider then.
Yay!